Morning, everyone. Welcome to another This Might Hurt. Happy Thursday. It is almost Friday. I can't wait. We made it through another week, I guess. Again, listening to Ellen Boss this morning talking about, I don't even know what astrology he was talking about, if I'm being honest. But he did a horoscope for the rising signs. So if you wanted to hear that, then Nightlight Astrology. Really good video today. He was talking about the houses, right, and what they mean from a philosophical level, which was very interesting to me. I know what the houses mean, but to hear them from his philosophical perspective kind of gave me a little more insight into what each house means, and how the ninth house, which is my where my Aries lives, is connected somewhat to my first house, and how those, which is where my rising sign is, obviously. And anyway, so my Aries connected to my Leo. Aries connected to Leo. Anyway, I don't know, it's very interesting. So go check that out. But in the meantime, let's get the energies for today. Energies for today. How about the whole freaking reading? Okay, so we've got the High Priestess. So sitting in your intuition and understanding what's happening, right? And not... So I was listening to another reading last night, and she was talking about how the High Priestess is, there's no movement, there's no action, right? She just receives, and there's just an intuitive knowing from the High Priestess. So I like that energy. I like that we're just letting things come to us. We're not necessarily actioning those things yet. To the moon, more will be revealed, but there's not enough revealed at this time. And then Temperance, right? You have to pour into your own cup first. And it's funny because I believe, well, first we've got all major arcana, right? So there's that. Major life lessons happening here. Major, I feel like it's major revelations. The more you understand, the more it gets revealed, the more you're able to temper, right? And understand yourself at a higher level. Being grounded, right? Having one foot in the water and one foot on the land, and pouring into your own cup, and the water and the fire, right? The elements working together. We've got all four elements there. Do we? No, we're missing pentacles and swords. So we got the two elements anyway. So we've got the fire and the water, the creation and the emotion. But taking that emotion and channeling it into creativity. See how the water is turning into fire in the next cup? With one foot on each part of the bottom of the card there, one in the earth and one in the water. So just a toe in the water, but really grounded into the earth, right? But dipping your toe in the water, seeing how that feels, right? So we talk about dipping your toe in the water. It's checking the temperature, seeing if it feels okay enough for you to jump into the water, right? Most people, like even little kids, they dip their toes in the water to test the temperature of the water that they're going to jump into. So I like that, like temperate, just the whole story here, right? Just the receiving of the knowledge, and then being patient enough to know that you don't know what you don't know, or you do know that you don't know other things, that more needs to be revealed on this path, right? More needs to be revealed on this path. And I like that they're wearing masks. We've been talking a lot this week about people wearing masks, and how if you watched Chase Hughes' Friday Night Live last week, he was talking about the masks that we wear and the performances that we put on, and how people don't, if they've never seen the real you, then they can't possibly love you. They love the performance you. They love the version of you that you show up as. And you knowing that. And now what am I going to do with that information? Right? What am I going to do with that information? One more card, please. One more card. Interestingly, well, I like it. We got the Seven of Wands in the reverse and the Fool in the upright. So I like that difference from yesterday. I just wanted to show you. This was on my floor, my bedroom floor this morning. So I don't know how this gets on a bedroom floor, but unless it was on my altar somewhere and it blew off. But interesting. It's not very often to find a feather on my bedroom floor. But anyway, Seven of Wands in reverse. So not being as defensive, understanding that it is what it is, right? I am that I am. I had kind of a revelation yesterday of things, and understanding that there are not as many people in the world with the level of sensitivity, or at least not in my world, that I have. And it can be isolating. It can be jarring, if you will. But now knowing that it's just a thing, right? It's not good, it's not bad, it just is, and feeling less defensive about it. And that will bring about the new start that we were considering not starting yesterday, right? The new cycle can start because we have more information, right? We're not as defensive. We learn to pour into our own cup first and take that emotion and channel it into our creativity, even with the things that we don't know, because we know intuitively that this is all going to work out. I love that. Love that for us. What is our advice for today? Advice for today? Advice for today? Advice for today? That's a lot of advice, but we're going to take the top card and kind of go with that. So the Hierophant. So understanding that belief systems for some people are going to be traditional. They were indoctrinated at some point, and they are okay with the institution of the belief systems that they have. And that's their truth, and that's fine. And if it's not yours, that's fine too. And I say them because most people on this channel, if you're doing the shadow work and so forth, you're usually questioning these systems. So I do feel like just remember that not everybody questions the system. Some of them like to be indoctrinated, right? Just like that guy on The Matrix. Some of them like to eat steak and they want to stay asleep. Behind that, and real quick, is the Four of Pentacles. So being somewhat frugal with your energy. Ten of Swords, feeling like a little bit beat up, right? To the Queen of Wands, standing in your power. To the Ace of Swords, thinking about things in a new way. So if you take that story as your advice, right? Understanding that belief systems work for most people, right? For some people, maybe not most, but for some people. And keeping your energy close to yourself. Knowing that you're probably going to get beat up a little bit for some of these things. But come back to your power so that you can think about things and talk to yourself in a new and loving way. I love that advice for us. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands in reverse. So putting down those burdens and understanding that in all of your... You know what I just realized? I am missing a... There it is. I am laying down those burdens. Finally deciding that, you know, the bird that is on top of the logs there as the wands has finally, it's the straw that broke the camel's back, right? And it's finally time to just put them all down. And when you carry them long enough, the level of emptiness that may come with that, right? Because when you do, like when you're used to carrying things around and you put them down, you feel lighter. It can feel empty at times too, because it's like you feel incomplete because you're used to things being a certain way, and then when they're not there, there's like this empty space that you sometimes feel like you need to fill up. Sometimes you don't, but you know, either way, it fills itself up one way or another. And I like that we're putting down the burdens today and thinking about things in a new way, and getting our new start, right? And we've got all kinds of we have 5 major arcana, with 5 being the Hierophant in your advice area. And 5s are all about change. And change by definition is not comfortable, right? Because if it was comfortable, it would stay the same. So expecting that change and knowing that it's coming, and knowing we don't have all the information, but tempering it anyway. I love that for us, guys. I love it. I'm going to stop this video here, and yeah, I got very contemplative for a minute. I'm sorry. So I'm going to stop it here, and you guys take care, and we'll chat tomorrow.